Greetings everyone, welcome to my channel. We're gonna take a look at Path of Exile 2 and compare it to Torchlight Infinite. A new league is coming out in a few days, so Friday for some and Saturday for some others, depending on your time zone. And comparably, when it comes to patches in Torchlight Infinite, they have really big patches. Like, they make huge league mechanics, they make sweeping changes to systems, and they just make extremely good ones. So if you compare things like Diablo 4, for example, they add like minuscule things. They add one little mechanic and then you have nothing else to do for the whole season. So you have to do the same grind you did in the previous season. Path of Exile 2 is in early access, so we can't really compare that one. But Path of Exile 1 has also big things coming for every league. So Torchlight Infinite and Path of Exile 1 is in the same boat here. They make huge changes and it's a lot of fun each league because you have always a new class to go on, and they have so many classes in Torchlight Infinite. Like, there's, I don't know how many there are now, but there's about somewhere between 15 to 20 different characters you can play, and they all have tons of skills. You can play any skill in this game, I think, on any character, and you can build it however you want, kind of like Path of Exile 1 in that regard. But we are in 1 month in now in Path of Exile 2, and I am definitely burnt out in that game because the end game is just not there right now, and I think it's the common complaint. And also there's a bunch of different other things they need to improve on, which we're gonna go through in this video. But we're gonna start off with Endgame because I think that is the most important thing here. The campaign is obviously great. Oh my lord, it's so good in Path of Exile 2. I loved it. It's a little bit long, and if you have the traditional 10 children, 4 wives and 2 jobs, then obviously you're gonna take a long time to get through the campaign, which is fine, I guess, if you want that. But I think they're gonna need to shorten it somehow, and or make it the builds a little bit stronger, because I think the early game in Path of Exile 2 is brutal for a new player. I've seen videos of people who was walking in there blind, and they're not even getting through the first boss. Like, it is brutal to see. I have 7,300 hours into Path of Exile 1 and other RPGs on top of that, so I know what I'm looking for when I'm looking for a build guide, and I can create my own build guides and stuff like that. But for that traditional dad or traditional mom, it's gonna take forever to get there. So when it comes to the campaign here in the Torchlight Infinite, it takes, for a good player, it takes 1 hour to get through. Obviously you're probably not gonna get there. I'm not gonna get there, but I can probably get it through. If I don't smell the roses on the way, I can probably get through it in 2 hours, which is not that hard, because in this game they handhold you through the campaign. They give you boosts. There's certain portals you can go through, golden portals through your campaign, where you get boosted rates of items, XP, and also legendary items if you kill the boss in there, which is great. So if you ever fall behind or feel like you're behind the curve in power, just stand one of those golden portals and you will blast through the rest of the game. And they come in regular intervals, so there's like 4 through the campaign, I think it is, and they all have different items in them, which is great for new players. Also, the game will also give you starting skills and recommendation for what skills you should be playing. You don't need to follow these, of course. If you're a veteran player, you would probably go with your own skills that you go, and also the talent tree there will be stars in there and recommending which path you're gonna go through, what kind of suggestions. This is not something I've seen in other games. On top of this, you can follow what other heroes are doing in this. So other YouTubers or other players, you can see everyone in this game, and you can go to hero ranking in game, not external sources like PoE Ninja or path of building. You don't need to import anything. Everything is in the game already. You can go to different bosses. So there's a supreme showdown and stuff like that in the game, which is like really pinnacle bosses. You can see which builds are doing great in that, and you can click on your specific hero character and see how other people are building it. You can also see in hero ranking what kind of support that character is having, or for that different skill. You can see the percentages, you can see what kind of legendary items people are wearing, and what is the most popular items, and how they build up each item, and what kind of talent tree they're using, and what percentage of their special abilities or hero traits they're using. Everything is available in game. I think every single ARPG should take a note here, especially Path of Exile 2. They should have an inbuilt system for all of this. I cannot tell you, every time you get stuck, you can just get all the information in game. And the help system also, if you don't know what a stat is doing or anything like a mechanic, you can go to the help menu and just type it in. You can type in any word basically, and you will get a description. And these descriptions are actually really good. So it happened a few times for me. I don't know what this word means. And can I type it in, and then you get a full description on where you can see it, what is the use of it, and what kind of mechanics are interacting with it. So very good there. I want to talk about something else also. Endgame, we're about to talk. Endgame here is really good. You get to endgame quite fast, so if you want to level up a whole new character, you're gonna be even faster, because you can just mule over some gear from your previous character and buy some boosted gear, and you can just blast through in 30 minutes. But endgame here, you go through different stages and build up. I'm not gonna talk in depth about it, but what I'm gonna say is there's a skill tree for each of the different seasonal mechanics and some of the extra ones. So you can tailor your end game according to what you want to play. So I know Path of Exile 2 has a system like this, but it's atrocious. This is more akin to Path of Exile 1, where you can really get 100% chance of something appearing on each and every Netherrealm map you're doing. And you can just blast that mechanic, and it will have different function depending on what points to put in there. It makes extra bosses, it's gonna do this effect if you're doing this mechanic right now, and you can really get more currency out of it. And also you can tailor something that is more fun for you to do, instead of just blasting whatever the game developer think you should be doing, like Path of Exile 2 right now is. Something else that is very good is, and I think honestly in today's modern age, this is something I am thinking that, like, they turned me around on this after playing Lost Epoch and Torchlight Infinite, is the trade house. And I think Path of Exile need to update their kind of viewpoint. I know Jonathan and Chris Wilson has been talking about this in the past, and they've been against it, but I think they're gonna need to change their mind on this, because trading in Path of Exile for certain items, and it just got worse in Path of Exile 2, is just atrocious. You have to, if you put up an item, you're gonna probably get, if it's a valuable item, people are gonna try to scam you so often. And if you want to buy an item, they're gonna do one or two things. They're gonna either pump up the value after you whisper them, and then like, oh okay, people want to buy this item, I'm gonna put it up for more, and then you have to chase that item to 5 exalted, 10 exalted, 15, and then all of a sudden, like, oh no, it's not worth it anymore. Then you spend an hour trying to get that item, or they don't answer you. Like, you have to spend, like, if you want to buy really inexpensive items, you're probably gonna need to whisper like 50 people for those items. It's not worth it. In Torchlight Infinite, all of these items, everything can be bought through the trade house. You don't need anything, and it's just so good. Oh my lord, please let me not trade with people. people are atrocious in these kind of games, and I understand that you don't want to step out of your mapping experience for one exalted items and stuff like that. I don't want to do that. That's why I only sell items that are worth stepping out of a map for. If I don't put in, and I also don't ramp up my prices according to what I think they're worth after people. Like, that is just bad etiquette. Like, but people don't know this because there's a lot of new player in Path of Exile, and yeah. I know there's some controversial things when it comes to Torchlight Infinite, and people don't like the pay to win aspect of pack spirit, but honestly I don't think there's that much. I am basically close to I'm close to being free to play. I've been paying for 2 leagues now, just the season pass, which is like, I don't know how much it was, but $10 maybe, and that is not a lot. But you get a lot these days. For last season and this season especially, you get legendary pack spirit for just login rewards. You get it for completing certain achievements in the game. And if you're really good at the end game, you can get one more for just doing the pinnacle boss, which is level 20, which is going to be much easier this league than it was last league. Last league I got it, so I'm not worried about that. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing the final challenges, and just you get tons of currency for trying to spin the roulette wheel and hoping that you get more spirits that you need, but you will get them passively. And in this new season they have added some kind of items that you can put into your pack spirits to modify them. So if you don't like the modifiers that are on your pack spirit that boost you, you can get better ones. So I think problem is solved there mostly, and we'll see how it's gonna feel like. But I think the gap between free to play and actual people who have been spending thousands of dollars in this game is very small. You can do all content in the game without pack spirit at all, even equipped. But everyone is going to have pack spirit. It's just going to be a small gap in between there. But it's up to you how you want to look at it. Path of Exile have the stash tabs, and it's about the same price. So one more thing before I cut off this video is that looting in this game is very streamlined. I think there's some things that get vacuumed up to your player directly. You don't even need to click on them or interact with them. They just get directly into your inventory. But there are an auto loot function in this game where you push a button. So I have it on Q, for example. When I press down Q, everything that is on my loot filter is vacuumed up. And the loot filter on top of that is in game. Holy shit. Can you imagine not having 2025 a freaking loot filter in the game where you don't need to interact with another website or another program? Yes, you can make and steal other people's loot filter in game. You don't even need to leave this game. You can just click on things right here. And when you loot, hold down the auto loot function, it will loot everything that is on your loot filter. So you just run through your map while doing your build or doing your killing, and it will auto loot all your items. No need to pick up 500 breach splinters and destroy your wrist for 2 weeks after playing that league. No more of that. We just get exactly what we want in this game. So as soon as the developers see something that is complained about in the forum or someone is contacting them, they normally change it. So the quality of life is 100% in this game. And I honestly think that anyone who's trying it and come from Path of Exile will love it. Just give it a shot. It looks a little bit different, and it is much, it's much of the same things we love, because I know that most Path of Exile players love these auto bomber one button kill builds, and this game was built for that fantasy. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and Like and subscribe if you like this kind of content, and if you want to see this content again in the future, just keep track of my channel. I hope you have a good day.